What's going on, guys? It's Homo Manning 18 here. Um, Today I'm doing a mock draft 2019, just the first round. Put a lot of research into this. Hope you like it. No trades. I'm not gonna be doing no trades because that stuff's so hard to predict. And let's be honest, there's gonna be trades, but yeah, you get the point. Anyways, let's get started. With the first pick, I have the Arizona Cardinals selecting Kyler Murray, quarterback, Oklahoma. To be honest, the Cardinals aren't just all the rumors and everybody has them going number one. The Cardinals aren't even going to give Josh Rosen a chance. Like, he did he play trash? I mean, he played like a rookie. It's not like he went out and, like, played like Nathan Peterman, but like, I guess they're not going to give him a chance. If I was the Cardinals, if anything, if you didn't see anyone you liked, you trade because you have the first pick. You could get two first-round picks. You could trade for whatever team trades you the first pick and get their first-round pick this year, and then they could trade you the first-round pick for next year. That's what the Texans did with the Browns. That's what they would do, and then you keep a first-round quarterback Rosen. Then you get two first-round picks, well, three first-round picks in 2 years. Anyways, that's what I have the Cardinals selecting Kyler Murray. With the second pick, I got the 49ers selecting Quinnen Williams, defense tackle, Alabama. Arguably the best defensive player in this draft. The Cardinals, they need a lot. I mean, the 49ers, they need a lot of help. Sherman, old, and really they don't have a Pro Bowler on that defense. Really, the only Pro Bowler on the team is George Kittle. Um, if Garoppolo can play how he was playing the year the Patriots traded him to the Niners, and then they get the defense going, I mean, this to me is the safest pick for the 49ers. Get Keenan Williams out of defense tackle out of Alabama. With the third pick, I got the Jets selecting Josh Allen, defensive end, Kentucky. There's been so much report saying that he's coming here. They got Le'Veon. Sam Darnold looks like could be a future elite quarterback. They need help on the defensive side of the ball. They got young Jamal Adams in the secondary, but really they need an edge rusher, and they need this is a safe pick right here, and I guess the scouts for the Jets really like this guy because hands down, this is arguably where he's going. With the fourth pick, I have the Oakland Raiders selecting Nick Bosa, defensive end, Ohio State. It's funny because if you would go 5 months back, people were saying he should be the first pick. He sat out the last few games in college and he just got his body mentally prepared for the draft. I have the Raiders taking him at fourth, just because he'll be the best player available. And let's be real, Raiders need help everywhere, even receiver with Antonio Brown, because that's all they have. They need a tight end. I mean, they need no line. Lynch is getting older and he's injury prone. You got to go Nick Bosa here. Get a defensive end. Get another edge rusher. Because you don't have Khalil Mack anymore to rush the quarterback for you. So yeah, I have him being safe here and taking Nick Bosa. That means both the Bosa brothers will be in the same division if this happens. Raiders and Chargers. With the fifth pick, I had the Buccaneers selecting Jawaan Taylor, offense tackle, Florida. Now, they could go quarterback here, but they did take Jameis Winston's fourth year or fifth year, whatever option. So, when you need help so much places, you know where you go? You go offensive lineman. Because offensive lineman, it's always going to be a smart pick because if you take a receiver, that means you could waste some of his prime because you don't have your quarterback and defense. If you take quarterback, he might be on such a bad team that he'll be like David Carr, not Derek Carr, David Carr, who just couldn't succeed because he was always getting sacked. So you stay safe. So whenever you're ready to draft a quarterback, he has protection, and you take Jawaan Taylor. That's my reasoning behind the Buccaneers taking Jawaan Taylor. Sorry if I talk too fast, so. With the sixth pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the New York Giants selecting Drew Lock, quarterback, Missouri. I think this is the best quarterback in the draft. Now, good things about him: strong arm, accurate. Bad things is I don't think he's the most ready to play right now in the NFL because he has. If you look at his Missouri tape, he has all the time to throw the ball. Let me see if this is up. Yeah. So I think he has to sit a year behind Eli Manning, which the Giants have no problem in doing. This is the right pick in my opinion. If he's not the most ready to start, like say Kyler Murray would be, but I think Drew Lock is going to be the best quarterback in this draft class. I mean, just look at him. Look at those arms. Um, I think this is the right pick for the Giants. Have him sit behind Eli Manning, and then him and Barkley, future Super Bowl champs, maybe. With the seventh pick, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting Andre Dillard, offense tackle, Washington. You gotta protect your dick. You got to protect your big dick Nick. Um, and that's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna draft a quarterback because why would they pay? I mean, they could, but why would they pay Nick Foles a 4-year deal? If they weren't, if they didn't have their future set in them. They got rid of Dante Fowler, so it wouldn't surprise me if they go defense or edge rusher. But they don't have Noah Jackson anymore either. They still have Calais Campbell, but like I said, other than the secondary, the Jaguars defense is sort of not really Saxonville anymore. Anyways, I think this is a smart pick. Give Nick Foles as much protection as you can. They could go receiver here because I can't remember in free agency if they got anyone. I don't think so. They still got Fournette, but yeah, I have the Jaguars select now, Andre Dillard. With the 8th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Detroit Lions selecting Rashan Gary, defensive end from Michigan. So we'll have a Michigan person in Detroit. um, and really, Matt Patricia's trying to, make the Lions as close as they were to the Patriots. They signed Trey Flowers, Danny Amendola, probably another Patriot I'm forgetting. But like I said, they got I'd say somewhat. I mean Darius Slay, and I can't remember if that other safety, Glover Quinn, if he had a good year or not. But this is probably the pick that all the reports are saying. All the mock drafts have. I mean, it's a pretty good pick. If I'm the Lions, I go quarterback. But yeah, the Lions selecting Rashan Gary, defensive end out of Michigan. With the 9th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Buffalo Bills selecting DK Metcalf, wide receiver, Mississippi. The reasoning behind this one is because the Bills were the number one team in the NFL for drop passes. Josh Allen needs someone to throw the ball who doesn't just drop it constantly. So you get the closest prospect to Calvin Johnson, aka the GOAT receiver of our generation. Him and Larry King battle over that. I'm 6'4", and y'all have seen the memes. I think this is a great pick in the Buffalo Bills. Um, Fun fact: the Buffalo Bills actually had a top 3 defense last year. So I mean, they could go defense to make it even stronger, that's one of the things that flows under the radar, like because they're the Bills. But I think this is the smart pick. You've got to get a receiver, and I think Metcalf will do good in the NFL. With the 10th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Denver Broncos selecting Dwayne Haskins, quarterback, Ohio State. We all know Joe Flacco's not the Denver Broncos' future, so get a quarterback who can sit behind him for a few years or maybe a year. Um, and really, even their defense is getting older. Von Miller's already or approaching 30. Chris Harris getting older. Can't remember if they still have Bradley Roby or they trade him. I'm pretty sure they still, yeah, I'm pretty sure they still have him. Um, they did get Bradley Chubb though, so that defense is still going to be a top 10 like they always are. But they need a quarterback. You know, they need a draft one. They can't be getting like all these free agents. Like you're not going to find another free agent Peyton Manning. So they need a quarterback. He's not a Paxton Lynch. Dwayne Haskins is way better than Paxton Lynch was coming out of college, and this is the safe bet for the Broncos. With the 11th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Cincinnati Bengals selecting Devin White, linebacker, LSU. The Cincinnati Bengals recently lost Montez Burfict to the Raiders. They need a linebacker, and I think they're going to give Andy Dalton and that offense another chance because other than the O-line, that offense didn't do that bad. It's just they didn't have a defense, and they have a good receiving core. I mean, John Ross, Tyler Boyd, and of course AJ Green. I'm pretty sure they re-signed that injury-prone tight end. I can't remember his name. Tyler Eifert. That's it. Joe Mixon had a great year, but they need help on defense. That's pretty obvious. They still have Geno Atkins under contract, but I mean they could go corner here, but you might as well start. If you're going to start a defense, the number one position you should start with is a linebacker, the leader of the defense, and that's what I think the Bengals do here. With the 12th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Green Bay Packers selecting Montez Sweat, defensive end, Mississippi State. Now the Packers need help like everywhere on defense. I mean, they did draft 2 corners, I believe, last year, Jair Alexander and another corner I can't think of who I wanted the Seahawks to get. But they lost Clay Matthews to the Rams. I think this is a good pick for the Green Bay Packers because let's be real, he'll be the best person available that the Packers need at this point. Everyone's saying they're gonna get a tight end. Like, why would you pay Jimmy Graham though? I mean, a tight end would help, but like, why get a tight end when you have someone like Montez Sweat still available, or who knows, Rashawn Gary or someone who's still here? But I think the Packers take Montez Sweat, defensive end, out of Mississippi State at 12. With the 13th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins selected Jonah Williams, offensive guard, Alabama. My reasoning behind this is, and I truly believe this, the Miami Dolphins are tanking for Tua Tagovailoa. Don't know the last name. It's too hard. Tagovailoa. I'm not even gonna try it. They'll have it, and guess what college Tua plays at? Alabama. So does Jonah Williams. So they'll have that chemistry right off the bat. By the way, I think it's a bad idea that the Dolphins are trying to tank for Tua. Like, come on. He's a left-hander in Alabama who has the best line and is just stacked all around. I don't know what the Dolphins are thinking, and I really believe it. So they're gonna get draft Jonah Williams. Therefore, when Tua comes in, they'll know each other and you'll have a better line. With the 14th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Atlanta Falcons selecting Ed Oliver, defensive tackle, Houston. Now, Deion Jones being out the whole season really hurt the Falcons. I know um, they aren't as bad as a defense as they were on paper. It was just injuries. They could take a corner here, but I feel like they'll want a DT because Deion Jones is hurt and he'll be back. They definitely need to take someone on defense because they have a great receiving core, an above average tight end, Austin Hooper, and then Matt Ryan, of course. Um, I know they lost Tevin Coleman in free agency, but Josh Jacobs, the best running back, he's like a 20s pick. They could trade this pick, but I think Ed Oliver would be the best available and would be the safest pick here. Defensive tackle out of Houston. I think Falcons have to draft him. With the 15th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Washington Redskins selecting Daniel Jones, quarterback, Duke. Now, the reasoning for here behind this one, in my opinion, Daniel Jones is a little higher up. Like, I don't think he's worthy of a top 15 pick, like, say, Murray, Locke, and Haskins were. But, um, they need a quarterback. Alex Smith, not going to be there. That injury was way too gruesome. They won't have Colt McCoy. Josh Johnson went to the I can't think of the name. AAF. AAF, not W. I was about to say WWF or something. Old WWE name. I think if I'm the Redskins, I would trade this pick for like, to a team who's like 22 or something like that, which that team I believe is the Eagles or no, that would be the Ravens. Anyways, and then you could get an extra fifth round pick and also still have Daniel Jones. But yeah, anyways, the 16th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Carolina Panthers selecting Garrett Bradbury, center, North Carolina State. They'll have that Carolina connection, and really, the Panthers haven't had an elite center since Ryan Khalil was in his prime. He's not in his prime anymore. In fact, he's trash now. And when he was last in his prime, they were in the Super Bowl. So they need a center. I think this is a good pick for them. Because they still have, Kuechly leading that defense. Their defense ain't the problem. It was their lack of offense. Give Cam Newton, he's a good block defender, obviously, too. And I think this is a good pick for the Carolina Panthers. With the 17th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the New York Giants selecting Devin Bush, linebacker, Michigan. You know, uh, I don't know how I felt about the Giants. It depends on this draft. If the Giants draft good, then I think the Odell trade was actually good. Only if they draft good, though. If they draft like trash, say, they don't take a quarterback and all this stuff, or they take a quarterback late, then I think it was a trash trade. But the Giants, I think this is a good one for them. Uh, they really need help on the defense, and then they'll have Drew Lock for the future if this draft is accurate. Devin Bush is a good linebacker out of Michigan, and like I said, with Devin White, I believe it was, from LSU for the Bengals. You start a defense with a linebacker like the Seahawks did, and or not really like the Seahawks did, but like the Panthers did with Luke Kuechly, because Seahawks had Earl Thomas, and other defenses like the Bears did with Brian Urlacher. You started a defense with a linebacker. That should be a saying. Anyways, with the 18th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Minnesota Vikings selecting Cody Ford, offensive guard, Oklahoma. Now with this pick, for those haters of Kirk Cousins, there's more haters than people who make excuses. And the people who make excuses say he did not have no time to throw the ball, which is true to some point. Kirk Cousins definitely deserves most of the blame for the Vikings, but not all of it. So they got to draft an alignment, give him some protection, and yeah, I think this is the best pick for him. For the Vikings. You get a guy who's blocked Kyler Murray, um, or who's helped Kyler Murray. I think this is the best pick, one of the best guards in the draft. Vikings, you know, give Kirk Cousins another chance. Improve that line, and I think Cody Ford's the best pick here. With the 19th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans I have the Tennessee Titans selecting Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle, Clemson. Gosh, Clemson is so stacked on defense. Who's more stacked, Alabama or Clemson? Jeez. Okay. Anyways, the reason here is there's not a real precise reason, like saying the Titans really need a defensive tackle. It's really my reason here is because Christian Wilkins will be the best available prospect. Because keep in mind, this is a top 2 defensive tackle who arguably is a top 10 pick, and he'll just be sitting here. He'll be like the Calvin Ridley last year. Did the Falcons really need a receiver? No, but he was still available at their spots. You're like, why not? That's my reasoning why the Tennessee Titans select Christian Wilkins, defense tackle out of Clemson. Moving on. Ooh, I saw that cursor. With the 20th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting Greedy Williams, cornerback, LSU. Here we go. We have the first corner off, and Joe Hayden ain't gonna last forever. He ain't like his Cleveland Browns days. And they lost Le'Veon and Antonio, but you know what they gained? They gained cap space, and now they can improve their defense with Big Ben, or not with Big Ben, but I'm saying then Big Ben will have a defense. James Conner, Juju, they won't have to score as much points. They got T.J. Watt. And if they get Greedy Williams, Cameron Hayward is another one. They got a good edge and good interior. They need a secondary, an elite secondary, preferably. And I think Pittsburgh Steelers take Greedy Williams. With the 21st pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have my Seattle Seahawks selecting Byron Murphy, cornerback, Washington. See, we already have that Washington connection. A lot of teams like to do that. Um, I don't think, I can't even think of his name right now. The Seahawks corner, I know this one. The brother his brother lost a hand. I can't think of it right now. Um, he's an above average corner. I wouldn't consider him elite. I'm trying to think of his name. Anyways, um, pair him up with them. We need a new Legion of Boom in Seattle, is what I'm trying to say. I think this is the smartest pick. Last year we were one pick away from Derwin James, which sucks. And Derwin James, look what he had, a defensive rookie candidate type of year. But this is the best choice for us. We get a cornerback out of Washington, a good corner, top 3 cornerback, in my opinion, the best corner in the draft. You know, he has great size, great jump. I really studied him because I really think Seattle Seahawks are taking him. Anyways, with the 22nd pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Baltimore Ravens selected Parris Campbell, wide receiver, Ohio State. Basically, Lamar Jackson. No help, running back, receivers. They got rid of Crabtree, I believe. Um, has a pretty good O-line, but, that defense is number 1, but, they're losing key pieces. Terrell Suggs went to the Cardinals, and they really didn't, Eric Weddle. They gained Earl Thomas, though, but, like I said, they really didn't have any, Pro Bowlers on that defense. You had Marlon Humphreys, but that really stuck out, and we're like, oh my God, they're a number 1 defense. Like with last year, with the Vikings being the number 1 defense, the Vikings had Harrison Smith, Danielle Hunter, Everson Griffin, Linval Joseph, Anthony Bart. Like they had all these. The Ravens really didn't have that. Anyways, they get a receiver here because when's the last time the Ravens had an elite receiver? Yeah, they had Steve Smith, but not when he was in his prime. Maybe the first year he was in his prime. But anyways, I think the Ravens need to get Parris Campbell. He'll be the second best receiver off the draft, in my opinion, and he'll be the best player for the Ravens and the smartest choice for the Ravens to pick. With the 23rd pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, at the Houston Texans selecting T.J. Hockenson, tight end, Iowa. Now, my reasoning behind this is because this is arguably a top 15 prospect in this draft, and pair him with DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller. I was about to say Kyle Fuller there, but no, Will Fuller. And then you have a good tight end. Deshaun Watson will have all the targets. And Deshaun Watson's rookie year was not only going to win Rookie of the Year had he not got hurt, he would win MVP. Um, and this is the year he came back from an injury and didn't even have that bad of a season. Didn't have a bad season at all. Did he have anything near his rookie year? No. However, this year is going to be his coming off year. Just look what happened. Peyton Manning, the year off his injury, he had a good year, but then the next year he lighted up. So that's a little sleeper pick for the Super Bowl. Texans, and I think this is a good pick for the Texans tight end. They lost Tyrann Mathieu, so they could go defense. They could go safety, and draft like Taylor Rapp or something. But I think this is a good pick for the Texans. Get a tight end who everyone's saying is going to maybe be top 10. Yeah. Anyways, with the 24th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Oakland Raiders selecting DeAndre Baker, cornerback, Georgia. Now, my reasoning behind this is, let's be real, Raiders need help everywhere on defense. And if this stays accurate, they would have had Nick Bosa. So get someone in the secondary. They could go linebacker. But they need a corner. So let's just say they draft DeAndre Baker. They need everything, and I think DeAndre Baker will be a smart choice. He's a really good corner from Georgia. Yeah. With the 25th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting Josh Jacobs, running back, Alabama. No Jay Ajayi. They need a running back. I can't remember the other running back's name. Oh yeah, by the way, that Seahawks corner's name was Shaquille Griffith. I just remembered that. I don't know why. Anyways, Josh Jacobs from Alabama, I think he's the best running back in this draft, and to be honest, the only running back who should go in the first round. The only running back, literally. If a team drafts another running back in the first round, I don't know what they're thinking. But yeah, the Eagles, drafting Josh Jacobs, the 25th pick. With the 26th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Indianapolis Colts selecting Colin Farrell, defensive end, Clemson. Um, pair him up with Darius Leonard, their linebacker, and then him edge rusher. I think is a good one. Boost that defense. This is a team we're talking about who had Dwight Freeney. I can't think of the other defensive end who they had. They had another defensive end who I'm just completely, they need another Dwight Freeney who's a Hall of Fame Colt. They need another player who makes Andrew Luck not have to get all the points on offense. And really, with Darius Leonard's breakout year, I think this will be a great pick for the Indianapolis Colts at 26. With the 27th pick, I have the Oakland Raiders yet again. Which, by the way, odds are the Raiders aren't going to use all three picks. They're probably going to trade up. They'll probably use two. They'll either trade both the 27th and 23rd pick for a higher pick, or they'll trade back to get more prospects. Anyways, I have them selecting Taylor Rapp to help out that secondary even more. Safety from Washington, which Washington, the Huskies, had a really good secondary in the nation, one of the best in the nation. So I think it's a good pick for the Oakland Raiders. Get your safety. Your safety positions haven't been good since Charles Woodson retired. And yes, Charles Woodson, you can still consider him in his prime, even though he was like 39 or something. Anyways, with the 28th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Los Angeles Chargers selecting Chris Lindstorm, guard, Boston College. Now here, like I said before, if you already have a quarterback, you already have a good receiving core, Hunter Henry coming back, a good running back, a good defense who, yeah, in the divisional round they didn't do good against the Patriots, but give them another year to develop. That defense will be better. You just get a lineman. An lineman's a safe pick because you get more time to throw if he pans out. If he pans out. But I think this is a good pick for the Chargers. He'll still be there, and he's a top 20 pick, and he'll just slide through to 28 for the Los Angeles Chargers. With the 29th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Kansas City Chiefs selecting Marquise Brown, wide receiver, Oklahoma. I know what you're thinking. No, they're not going to do this. They lost D Ford, they lost Eric Berry in free agency. Yes, but they got a second round pick. They have 2 second round picks where they could get defensive players. And name a reliable receiver other than Hill and I guess Kelsey, um, who you can rely on to be clutch and make big time catches. No one. Don't say Sammy Watkins or Kelvin Benjamin or any of them. Don't say that. Because no, they're not. Yes, both of them were first round picks, but no. I say you get Marquise Brown. Who knows? He could be like another Tyreek Hill, not in terms of speed, but in terms of talent. Um, and yeah, I say the Chiefs. Yeah. Draft wide receiver Marquise Brown with the 30th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. I have the Green Bay Packers now selecting a tight end. I have them selecting Noah Fant, tight end, Iowa. Now, I say they draft a tight end because all the rumors say they want a tight end for some reason, even though they traded up or they didn't trade up. They got Jamie Graham in free agency. And yeah, that's really much I could say. With the 31st pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the Los Angeles Rams, the team that only scored 3 points in the Super Bowl, selecting Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle Clemson, another stacked Clemson guy, leaving the draft. They lost to Dominican Sue and they're not getting him back. And Aaron Donald, they moved him to the edge, so why not get another defensive tackle? Therefore, they have not only, or therefore it would be as much as they never even lost to. Obviously, they have to count on him, turning into an elite DT, but I think this would be a good pick for them because you lost two in free agency. And what position do you really need? Your line, quarterback, running back, receiver aren't that bad. And then defense, you have Peters, you have Johnson. Secondary, you could wait on secondary. You might as well replace Sue. And you got Dante Fowler Jr. too. With the 32nd pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, I have the New England Patriots selecting Will Grier, quarterback, Virginia. Now, the Patriots are smart, all right? And this pick is the one I highly doubt. In fact, you might be questioning why I did this, but listen, um, if the Patriots, to be honest, now I don't think it's rare that the Patriots are going to land Will Grier. I think it's really um, it's a really possibility. It's a real possibility that they land Will Grier. However, at the 32nd pick, no, they'll probably trade up and get an extra fifth round pick and then get like the 40th pick and then they could select him there because let's be real, he's like a top 50 pick. I don't think he goes in the first round, but I think the Patriots, Tom Brady's going to be 42 years old. Um, you got to replace him at some point, and I say the Patriots like Will Grier. I mean, no homo, but he is another good-looking quarterback. I did this all in my first take, yo. I'm proud. I'm proud.